we live yet?
Excited we are.
Oh,
Central. I am Brandon Walker. I'm back for the record second day in a row, surrounded by usual gaggle of idiots. Rico's not here. Ben Mintz is not here. I'm not sure Ben Mintz will ever be back.
Where's he now?
He's in New Orleans for some golf tournament.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Just I'm about done with that one.
Oh, that's not nice.
No, I don't care. Hey, man.
Hey, I'm here for a record one day in a row.
Look at you.
Yeah, why not?
Sixers win a playoff game. You show up.
Two
playoff games.
Two
playoff-
Dos Equis.
Sixers all of a sudden look great. Smitty's attendance skyrockets.
You know, sometimes, Brandon Walker, you just do what you got to do to survive.
I came in this morning and I was like, Philly's going to win the East.
Yeah.
I don't know. They do this. Tobias Harris got to shoot 70%. He's the Frank of the Sixers.
Y'all do need to slow down on the Sixers are going to win the East.
No, he's not saying it.
Tommy said they can win the whole thing.
Hey, look, the Sixers, if they play the way they did these first two games against the Raptors, they will win the NBA championship. I just don't think that is sustainable, especially with Doc Rivers as this head coach.
Nobody is ever going to play the same way they did the first two home games of a playoff.
I know, but you got Tommy blowing loads over there, rubbing off his Yankees and mojo.
Tommy's saying the Sixers are going to win the championship.
Yeah, it's like, shut the fuck up, Tommy. He said the Phillies are going to win the World Series, and now they're 1-7 in their last 8.
Yeah, they're not great.
No.
They're not great.
They're scoring one run in Colorado. How's that even possible?
It boggles the mind, Smitty.
That's hard to do. But
although I do like the fact that he showed up 2-0 Sixers, they're going great, and he changed the subject to the Phillies.
Yeah, that's
y'all want to be sad about something. How about the Phillies?
Gotta let it out.
Yeah, so several things we can talk about before we get to the sports. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs. Major League Baseball schedule today is, I don't know what the record for games in a day is.
17 games.
It's got to be close. I mean, this is
every team's playing 2 doubleheaders.
2 doubleheaders, and everybody's playing. Like, this is as loaded an MLB schedule as you can possibly get, and you're giddy about that.
It's beautiful. Just baseball wire to wire. Just sports to gamble on wire to wire.
Y'all do Hot Ice?
We just did. Great show.
What's the number one pick from Hot Ice today?
So my best bet today is the Cubs.
The Cubs against the Rays.
Yes.
Why? See, I
said it yesterday. They won.
But these early season games of teams that are good that haven't started well, like the Rays are 5 and 6.
Yeah,
they're gonna win 10 of 12 soon.
No, they will. No. I'm not like this is for me. This is more. I've been like very adamant that I'm like really high on the Cubs. This isn't really about me like trashing the Rays. It's more than the
Rays will find a way to win 95.
No, the Rays will be fine.
How did the Cubs become decent overnight? Because they were god awful last year.
So
they had Suzuki, they had a couple in the lineup.
I felt last
first
year
10 games as well.
I felt it's early. I felt last year a couple of guys like they're young guys that they brought up after all the trades played well, like Wisdom, Schwindel. Some of these guys like looked good. Also some pitching. Like the guy who's on the mound, Steele today. He's had 2 starts. He got 1.9 ERA. Like he's looked really good. I was on him his last start. He threw a great game. I like him again today at home. He's a lefty. I was talking to Carl. He made me feel better about it. It's really cold there. I think it's going to be good for hitting, or bad for hitting conditions, which I think plays into the Cubs' favor at home in Wrigley. I like the Cubs today. They're my best bet of the day.
Okay, we'll talk about best bets and all that. Let's a couple of Barstool things to get out of the way. Number one, you weren't here yesterday, but we did talk about the new cast of Barstool versus America.
Oh,
you have done Barstool versus America before. It's a grind on you guys, correct?
Well, did you see the 70 comments were just all get Marty off? I need to know what I did wrong.
I got to say something about this. There is no bigger discrepancy in the reaction a person gets out in public, like when we travel places.
Yeah.
There's no bigger discrepancy of the reaction we get from somebody seeing Marty Mush in public to the reaction Marty Mush gets online. Yeah, when we go somewhere, Marty's like a rock star. Marty, for some reason, attracts famous people. Like, famous people want to be his friend. But you go online, and Marty Mush is the worst fucking person in the world. And then there are other guys that don't do a goddamn thing that people worship.
It's wild. And it's more like, I'm not sure what I know I know what that was, too. I troll online, but, like, I don't know. It's like, the ratings will go down. I was on it last year.
Yeah.
It's like I'm also on a lot of things that ratings stay the same.
Yeah.
So everyone shut up. And
you're also entertaining on it last year.
Because me and Dana are dumb together.
Yeah. Really stupid.
But yeah, I've
Alarmingly stupid.
But now last year it was teams of 4, okay? Right? And it was you and Dana were there, and Keegs was there, Vibbs was there, Pat was there, Casey was there, Spider was there, Glennie maybe. Now this year it's more focused. It's going to be teams of 2, I believe.
See, that's what people are saying, but then they're like, it's 4. They're trying to not tell me anything.
I think it's teams of 2.
That's what, and it would be me and Dana.
So you and Dana, and then KB and Nick, Joey and Pat, and then I guess that leaves
Keegs and
Alex Bennett. Alex Bennett, don't know how she's going to do in this environment.
Me neither.
I mean,
she's also now I'm not giving away my strategy, but there's no feeling bad for anyone anymore.
Let me tell y'all something about Alex Bennett. If I went to this thing and was sleeping on a bus with you idiots for 3 days, and I realized I have what is reported to be a billionaire husband, I'd just peace out. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, I would literally just feel like, hey, give me a private jet.
I'm gonna go.
Because of our bus, mine, Pat, it was me, Pat, Glennie, and Dana last year on the bus. It was one of the most disgusting buses you'll ever see. But hey, it's gonna be a fun time.
That was the blowjob bus though, right?
Yeah, for Dana.
Yeah. I thought Glennie got some pussy too.
Yeah. His neck.
He hurt his neck. Hurt his neck from eating too much pussy.
Neck.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be good. Because Pat came up to me and goes, dude, I didn't realize people they love saying you stink.
People hate you. Yeah.
It's fun. It's kind of good though.
Well, only online people.
Yeah. I mean, I meet people out all the time. They're like, wow, I thought you were gonna be a douchebag. I'm like, well, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm liked here, so I don't know why.
The people in the building like you. The people outside the building
It's
like
all
you,
that
but
matters
people
to me.
online.
I've gotten that before. I don't care what people say about you. You're a nice guy. What are people saying?
Yeah, what are these people saying? Like, because I get mad about like Duke or something. You can't like me. It's crazy.
I don't know what it is, but people do get all up in their feelings about you online, which is great because it's not me. So as long as it's somebody else.
Yeah, you know what?
I know kind of why. Here's my theory on Mush. It's because people think that they can do what you do.
Oh yeah, that's
because
also true.
Because I don't agree with it because I think it is like you know where to highlight stuff and how to put yourself in situations, but people just think you show up and you act like a fool.
Yeah. No, that's true. I also think my career started off, I was too dumb. And I was dumb. And I still am dumb, but it's like I think they still think that I'm like trying to fake things which again, if I was, I'd literally be Leo. Like I'd be the best actor of all time. But I mean, you can't change people's opinion. I don't really care about it.
What new cities are y'all going to? Y'all are going to Madison now, and you're going to Chicago. You're going to Nashville,
Tampa,
and Boston. Boston's new, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of them.
It's a lot of travel.
I know. It's too nice though. Gotta send you guys like Bismarck.
Bismarck's lovely this time of year.
Dude, see, the problem is the bus trips would be like a million hours to get anywhere.
I could set it up. I could just do like Barstool versus Mississippi, and you guys just go from small town to small town.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
I could hook that up if you guys would.
I'm wondering how Nick and KB are gonna be, because this is they can't control it. That's their content is they control.
Well, it's gonna be interesting because some of them are physical challenges, right?
Yeah.
So Nick's gonna be okay at those. KB's gonna be elite at them.
Mm-hmm.
KB's gonna get frustrated with Nick. But then they both don't really care, but they care.
Oh, they care. I'm
care.
out on them not caring.
Right.
They care.
They care. They care a lot. I don't know what you're competing for. Do you know what you're competing for?
It's money and a house, but I'm not sure.
House on the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Which everybody ended up staying at last year anyway.
Which is, first of all, how fun was it?
It was great.
Great
house.
Big Ev went too.
You weren't even in it.
No, I didn't participate at all.
It's amazing.
I had a great 3-day weekend there. Fantastic for
yeah, it's an interesting
4th.
crew because Pat and Joey are ruthless. They're gonna they don't give a shit.
That's Joey was my prediction to win because he's just an alpha.
Yeah.
I think he's just gonna alpha his way through.
I told Joey I expect at least 3 people to come away with sexual harassment complaints against
They're deviant.
both men and women. Right, yeah. Just everybody on the bus, maybe the bus driver at some point. Joey's something.
Yeah.
Joey's a lot, but he's
I know.
great.
It's gonna be something. It really is.
See, my thing is if they're saying teams of 2, I feel like I genuinely I don't know like any of the curveballs. I'm like legitimately guessing. I feel like if it was going to be 2, they would make it so like because you guys are such like obvious pairs, kind of all of you, that they would make it so you
Mix
can't
it
like
up.
you like can't be with Dana,
Yeah.
and, like Nick can't be with KB, like Joey can't be with Pat, kind of
I'd
thing.
love to see you with KB.
Exactly, just
I
something
don't know
so.
how-
Or you and
like,
Alex Bennett.
like super random.
I don't know how I'd do with KB. KB's the only one I don't know how I'd do because Nick I'd be fine with.
Yeah.
I've known Nick a little more. KB would just freak me out.
KB is going
tried
to
to-
be interesting.
Maybe he's a wild card.
KB, I don't understand how they're going to wrangle KB because KB will show up to this office and he'll work, and then we'll all be talking, and you turn around and KB has left.
Yeah.
He'll just disappear. He'll disappear for hours, and then he'll show back up.
I think he's gonna be like Spider last year because I think Spider was gonna like everyone doesn't know how Spider really was.
Count me and Ev on the team that Spider should have been on the in the show.
I tweeted Spider Respector
Respector,
yesterday.
because and
I
he
think I'm going
said-
to tweet it every day
he
for
basically
until
said
I basically
fuck off too,
feel he's
which is
respected.
which is awesome. But he became like almost a heel last year of like the asshole of the whole thing.
Oh, and he loves it too.
And he loved
was
it. and
great on the show.
He was awesome on the show.
Great on the
So-
show.
Quick KB story: when KB first started working here, we were at HQ too, and for the first like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
he asked me out to lunch every single day, and then when I go and find him, he already left and came back
Yeah.
at lunch.
I
I don't know if it was a bit or what he was doing,
There was
but it didn't amount to a bit.
apparently there was
It was just like
there was a couple months there before he started he started and he would like just work out of a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And didn't come into the office. So when he started in the office, that was really like 2 or 3 months after he'd actually started.
When he first started, he worked at he would go to like a hotel, so he'd get like the continental breakfast or something. I
The
remember
Wi-Fi.
that.
Well, that's just smart
What-
business, right?
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
That's how I used to do. I used to go in and like get muffins from hotels all the time. They don't know you don't stay.
It's
there.
so easy to do that, and yet I never do it.
Yeah, no, I've
You
done
could
it.
crush continental breakfast
Yeah.
all over this damn city, all over the country.
You could just if you're driving, it's 7 a.m. and you're somewhere, you're in Paducah, Kentucky. Just if there's a Hampton Inn or a fucking Hilton Garden Inn, pull in. You can just eat breakfast. They're not gonna know.
Like, what, don't bring your bags in, just yourself, and be like, oh yeah, no,
I say do bring your bags in.
no, because in your bag it looks like you just got there. Like yeah,
You look like
and
you've
like
been
you've
there a
been-
couple
Oh,
times.
if you do it right, it looks like you're leaving. You can make it look like you're leaving.
you walk.
But then they see you walk inside.
You walk
I think
in.
you better know bags. I think that the
bags.
bags bring attention to
I
you.
think you need bags.
You got to stay low key.
and
Don't
out.
overthink it. Stay
Yeah.
low key.
What do you think, Smitty? Bags or no bags?
I'm going Smitty 2 bags.
Smitty, 2 bags.
Yeah.
What they calling?
Walking in there like I own the place.
Yeah, but like
You walk in there with just the utmost confidence.
Stay
Like
here for a
you
week.
walk in there like this is your breakfast to go to. Like you were invited here.
In your wallet or pocket, do you have a collection of hotel keys?
so many,
I got so many hotel keys.
so many. And, I'm like weird with it. Like I can't throw them out. I'm like
Really?
I feel like I love it.
Speaking of, I got to this moment right now where I don't have to go anywhere for the next 2 months, but all I want to do is fly. I'm gonna fly without a mask.
Oh,
Hey, you missed it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fly without a mask. What?
I did it today.
Did you? What? You flew today?
Yep.
Flew without a
I was
mask?
at my parents' house, and it was delightful.
Was
That
it?
is oh my
It
god.
was-
Did you have the announcement mid-flight?
No, it happened last night, I think.
Yeah.
So so is that everywhere?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was just like it was a federal.
And New Jersey Transit dropped
I-
it today too.
I had
That's
the
awesome.
Amtrak today. Everyone was still masked up. I don't think anyone knew.
Yeah. Well,
So
People were
Subway
masked
still
on
has
the
it.
train-
MTA
on
still
the
has it.
plane.
what's
Yeah.
that?
People are still masked on the plane.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. But I just like the
Yeah.
idea of not having to wear one.
My Uber driver this morning like ceremonial like took it off. He was like no more masks.
Dude,
He
that's
just got in with no mask. He
Oh.
was like no more mask. I
Oh,
was like
plane
beautiful.
How many times did he already do that?
oh yeah.
I mean,
he's
I mean,
done that 25 times.
I'll call it straight. I
Conversation
I
started.
haven't worn a mask in an Uber in a while. Only if they ask me. If they ask me, I'll put it on. No question.
I know, but you got to figure you were the 10th trip of the day in Manhattan or from home.
Maybe. Oh yeah, it was like 9:30 in the morning, so 10 in the morning.
At least the fourth trip of the day.
And
Probably, yeah.
he's doing the
Probably.
bit every single time.
And
I
he's doing it
respect
right. He's somewhere
I liked
right
it.
now doing it.
Mhm.
I was giddy when he did it. It made me happy.
I got invited to our friend's wedding.
Whose friend's wedding?
Audie.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I see. I haven't been able to make the relationship. I'm close to making the relationship.
Yeah, you gotta make it.
I haven't been able to lock it in yet.
You gotta lock it in.
Like both times I've had a chance to hang out with him, he had a concert here and I was gone, and then he had a concert in Starville. I couldn't go, so
You gotta make it happen. He's a great guy.
seems like a great guy. Hardy, country
Like
music
he's a
star, Hardy.
friend. He's not like a social climb. He's just a friend.
So he's not like you.
No, like people say I'm social climbing.
Well, you are.
Oh,
You are.
I wasn't with
Fine.
him.
It's fine. It's
It's him
fine.
3 years ago.
All right.
About stalking him early.
I
Bet on your
basically
part.
bought a guy.
Chase Rice, that's social climbing.
It's like
Yes.
Rico sliding in the DMs of minor league ball players.
Yeah, I bought stock in Hardy early. No, but he's great.
I
But
don't even know how you
Chase
got
Rice-
Hardy stock 3 years ago.
Chase, I played him in beer pong, and then I was also Morgan Wallen too. And that guy,
Yeah.
bro, he is.
Honestly, his stock has risen quite a bit since then as well.
He's
like
Elvis.
the guy now.
He's
yeah.
Elvis of country music.
Who's Mantis's guy?
Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Brought
like
around
he's
4
like the
years ago.
guy. Period.
Yeah.
I missed.
Mantis
I
brought
had,
Jack Harlow around 3 years ago and begged him.
I had an opportunity to interview him. I ended up having to decline it, and then to do a video for Barstool that ended up never coming out.
It's wild.
One of the biggest regrets in my career. Me and Jetski literally were going to interview him, and like 6 months later, he had the biggest song in like the billboards, and now he's like
808
biggest
and
rapper.
Smoke Breaks.
Yeah, we were going to interview him, and then he came through, and now I think he kind of like hates Barstool because he came through and no one wanted anything to do with him.
And I respect that. I would
And
rather
6
him-
months later, he was the king of the world.
We had him on Game Time.
Jack Harlow?
Yeah.
Did you actually?
I got close to doing something with him too, which is weird. I guess everybody here has gotten close to doing something with him. He was going to be at the wrestling show I was at in Kentucky.
Well, I think Mantis. Well,
I was
Mantis.
supposed to hit him.
Mantis lived here in like the ceiling, and I think like Harlow just kind of.
We know that Mantis still doesn't live here.
That's a fair point.
Harlow, he's from Kentucky. That makes sense.
Before we get into the sports and all that, one more Barstool thing. Tonight in Chicago, there will be, I believe it's a 1,000-seat theater, sold out. The Dozen live in Chicago. It's going to be Team ZD with no Dave. It's going to be Team Chicago, who will get beat early because they're frauds. It'll be the Yak, and it'll be Frank and the Frankettes. So that's your four.
See White Sox Dave's hair?
What's going on?
Everything
That was
everything about him is terrible.
It looked like a toupee.
What's going? And
So funny.
Let's call it space. The dog walk drafts are going down.
Oh,
First of all,
the John Daly thing, one of the most preposterous vetoes I've ever
And-
heard in my life.
and the leaving off Steve Austin for
Dude.
Yeah, disgusting.
leaving off Stone Cold Steve Austin in a bald guy's draft is the most egregious thing they've ever done.
Sure.
I'm not a wrestling guy. I
Me
would
either.
1,000%
100%.
I would
Egregious.
have now. Obviously, Michael.
He's
Jordan,
like a first rounder.
I haven't heard the draft, so obviously Michael Jordan probably goes 1-1. I assume.
No, that like looking.
Does it?
I saw Ken Jack does the graphics. He does a little video where we don't know who picked what team, and he asks us like, "What team do you think is the best?" Michael Jordan, I'm pretty sure went in like the third round.
No.
It was I'm pretty sure. I'm telling you.
All right. Well, Stone Cold Steve Austin is a first round pick.
There was
Almost a 1-1
Brandon,
kind of guy.
Brandon, when you see the graphic, you'll be disgusted.
Is Larry David on there?
Yeah, not a. I believe. I know for a fact he's on there.
Is he bald though?
He
Top bald, I
All
think
bald.
counts.
That's
he,
counts.
like his whole
Top bald
his
counts,
whole
I think.
thing is
Bald?
like I'm bald. See,
There were some really
Stone Cold Steve Austin been bald for 30 years.
there were some really late selections that are like, how did this guy go in the third round? I'm like 90% sure Michael Jordan was a third round pick in Chicago.
How would Michael Jordan is 1-1. Period. That's
yeah, no,
the
it
number one
is.
pick. And you're almost obligated to pick Michael Jordan.
And it's like Chicago. Like we're not even Chicago people, and we'd fucking put him number one.
He's easy.
It's just I'm not saying the
Did
draft.
he ever have hair?
He had hair when he was a rookie, but he was
Very
balding.
short.
He was
I don't
balding when he
even-
was
like
20.
I don't even.
short hair.
He was
remember
balding
that,
when he was
obviously.
24, and he embraced it. He went ahead and I guess 26, 27. Just
Yeah, anti-LeBron.
He's the coolest bald guy there is.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
He's certainly one of them.
Cause like anyone that's bald, like LeBron's like scared to go bald, and he's
I
fucking
think Barkley's on the list. Barkley's a cool bald guy.
yeah.
See, and I give them credit
Shaq.
too, because like they're like Jordan's a bald guy where like you never saw an inch of stubble. Like he must have been shaving it literally
Yeah,
every. Like
yeah, he
I'm
was
talking
always
every
clean.
other day.
He was always.
Like,
clean.
and
He's
it
such a
was
bald guy. You
always
don't
clean.
even think about him being a bald guy.
I almost
So, 'cause
think
he's
that
not a stitch of hair.
oh, he's got hair to me. Even though
Exactly.
I mean, like that's his hair.
That's his hair, not having hair.
Yeah.
Not having it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Michael Jordan not going 1-1. Stone Cold not going in the first round
Also,
or at all.
A sleeper in the fifth round that actually ended up being the one I picked, Butterbean.
Butterbean. But how does Butterbean get picked at Stone Cold Steve Austin?
No, listen. I'm a Butterbean stan for life. I agree with you. Stone Cold is a first rounder. Like I said, not even a wrestling guy. Him even getting out of the first round is crazy. Him not getting picked out of 25 picks
Yeah.
is
I
preposterous.
don't know what they're doing over there.
Absolutely preposterous.
But anyway, the Dozen tonight, I believe it airs tomorrow night. the 2 semifinals will air, and then the finals will air on Thursday of the Chicago live event. So
1,000 seats. That's a lot of seats.
it's a big time.
Did you feel slighted?
I don't feel slighted because I declined to go, but I'm having serious FOMO right now. I decided not to go, and then they threw in another team, and I wish I hadn't. But from now on, the other live events from now on, I'm not missing.
This is Jeff Delo's show for sure.
Right.
But it did start, first of all, people forget I was on the first episode.
All right, so yesterday we actually recorded an episode that's going to come out like in a week or two. It's episode 200. And Jeff had one question for us. He said, do you remember who you played in the very first dozen ever? And we couldn't remember. And it was you and Eddie.
Yep.
You, Eddie, and somebody else.
Yeah. It was
Whoa.
awesome.
Two?
I think you were number 2 or 3, yeah. It was – and I still don't remember playing you. That was the first one ever.
Yeah, I remember. It's funny because I was in a dozen. I think I've done a dozen 3 times. It was the first
Well, your
episode.
last time was when you had the celebrity team.
Great game,
You
too.
had Terrence Ross and Longoria, and there was the time where you either – You probably cheated, but you cheated and got the wrong answer. You overruled your team for UFC.
Oh, yeah, it was Longoria literally gave you the right
Right,
answer.
and you were like,
You don't
no.
know anything about UFC, but for some reason you were convinced he was wrong.
So you just read the wrong name, right?
No, I didn't cheat. I remembered there was one name, and I was like, this is my time to shine because I didn't answer any of them right. And they were great. They were 2 good players.
Yeah, Longoria. It's a shame y'all, that didn't last. That could have had some legs.
just
I was
that they
surprised by
both
that, too.
How's he doing this year?
He's hurt.
He's hurt. Yeah.
But he's coming back soon.
Who are all, we had DK Metcalf on once. He was on my team.
I just feel like athletes, they spend too much time training to be good at trivia.
Terrence Ross.
They know their own sport, though. We did something with Christian Yelich and Travis Shaw. They were like baseball historians.
And
That's the thing with.
Metcalf did the same thing with the NFL.
I don't know what like. Terrence Ross doesn't know much about basketball, like history. History he does, like now, like he doesn't like watching it now.
Do you know where they shine? Like in the hard ones, like NFL, there's 2,000 players, and he doesn't really do the question format anymore. But he would just show a picture with no logo, just a picture of a dude, and you have to guess. So that's the third string linebacker of the 49ers. And Metcalf was like, of course he knows him, but he's like, all right, that's this guy.
Yeah, but I mean, you know everybody you played junior high against. If you
That's
think
true.
about it.
That's true. But
Like, of
still,
course
there's
they're
a
gonna
lot of
remember
fucking
the
NFL
people.
players.
Yeah.
I guess I am providing him with a low bar. Speaking of Metcalf, all these receivers, where are they going? Like Metcalf's going to hold
I
out.
feel like it's all.
AJ Brown's going to hold out.
I still want the Eagles.
think they're all
to
just
trade
gonna
the
get
first-round
paid.
picks.
Think they're all going to get paid?
Not by their own
Not all of
teams.
them, but I don't know.
See, I don't ain't paying anybody right now.
Yeah.
I saw AJ Brown tweeting cryptically about.
He's the bad guy now?
I don't know if he was basically claiming like the media saying that, or if
He's the bad guy.
or if the Titans are saying
He's a
that.
piece of shit.
Great football player. Also,
Not really.
not a piece of shit. He just went to Ole Miss, Brandon.
He did. And that was his fault. He went to Ole Miss and teamed up with DK Metcalf, never had a winning record, never played in a bowl game. Fuck him. Fuck them both.
They both should get $100 million though.
$100 million? I guess
I mean, they're both special receivers.
is AJ Brown special? Like he's
Yes.
fine. I don't know that he's.
I think Fine is underselling the shit out of
I
him.
think he's a top 10 receiver.
Yes.
No, I don't think
Yes.
he's a top 10
I
receiver.
think he's close.
Top 10 receiver?
I think top 15
It's-
with no argument. Top 10, I would argue.
It's
I would
tough.
argue he's
He's
top 10.
one of those guys that if you had Aaron Rodgers throwing to him, he's Devontae Adams.
100.
I don't know if he's Devontae Adams. though.
Yeah.
like he's probably good.
Dude, he's great. AJ Brown is great. He's an elite receiver.
DK Metcalf, I would put as elite.
I would say
put them both elite.
I'd say Metcalf's better than Brown.
Who's
I think they're pretty close.
Who's their quarterback?
Who?
Tannehill.
Drew Lock.
Titans.
Seahawks.
Oh, the Seahawks. Drew Lock, I guess.
Or
I think they're going to draft somebody.
Geno
What's
Smith?
Carroll doing?
All right, here's
I think they're going to draft
I
somebody.
mean, is Carroll sticking around? He doesn't like to. He doesn't like to be a part of.
all right. Here are guys that no doubt are better than AJ Brown. All right, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson had 108 catches last year. Keenan Allen.
I think right now I'd rather have AJ Brown than Keenan Allen. Like
No.
right this second today.
Arizona guy. Hopkins, 6.
Okay. So you're already struggling.
Stephon Diggs is better.
But I think even like the back end, they're guys that he's like like
Jamar
close.
Chase is better.
Okay, that's still 8, and I still think he's as good as like the back end guys.
He's not as good as anybody I've said it yet. But I would say the chances of him sliding in 10 to 15 are pretty good.
You taking Waddle or Brown?
Brown. Well, I think Waddle's great. It's not a slight on Waddle. I'm taking Brown. He's just bigger.
And then now that
That's
you get
crazy.
this group,
You can't even just like say Odell.
Devontae Smith.
Like Odell, probably
Odell,
he's
Odell's 100% in that group.
Yeah, he is.
all right. So NBA playoffs, the Sixers are up 2-0, and it brings me to a point. Sixers up 2-0,
Keep in mind we have Max in the booth today too, so
and
I have
it's not
major
even.
We got
backup.
Philly Mays.
I got major backup.
He
in
got
the booth.
he got the
Ready for battle. Ready.
He's got the Sixers shirt on.
And the interesting part about the Sixers being up 2-0 is not like Harden and Embiid have all of a sudden clicked as this duo, and that's what's powering them. Like Harden still wasn't all that good yesterday, but Maxey went for 23, 9, and 8. Maxey's going for 23, 9, and 8.
After 38 in the first
30,
game.
he had
Yeah,
38
I mean, if he's going for 23, 9, and 8, and then you got other guys stepping up, Harden went for like 14 and 6, like not great, but
Well, Embiid still went 31 and 11, but up 19 points the first game. The good thing about the Sixers is when they match up against the Raptors, and this is what Nick Nurse does well, is he found a way to kind of break Embiid when they play them. He double teams them, triple teams them, and forces everyone else to have to pick it up. That's why the Sixers are looking like NBA champions right now, is because Tobias Harris is playing like his contract deserves. Maxey is doing the damn thing. Even Danny Green is finding some legs under him. Is that sustainable? I don't think so. They'll definitely pull out this series.
I guess my point being there is I believe going forward in the playoffs, Embiid will be better.
Yeah,
I believe James.
Well, he's not going to be double and triple teamed.
I believe James Harden will be better. I believe he'll catch his legs too. And whether he's MVP James Harden, probably not. But I still think you're going to get a solid 23, 7, and 6 out of him. And I think I think this is the worst version of the Sixers, and it's still pretty good so far.
Put it this way: if Tobias Harris is playing like he's playing, and Maxey is a bona fide superstar, they're going to be really fucking tough to beat. Not to mention they're shooting like 50% from three. If they're playing like they are right now, they're going to win it all. Obviously not.
The only problem with that is the Celtics are also playing at a very high level and have been for a couple of months. And then the Nets could beat the Celtics. Like that series is going to be crazy. I think that's a 7-game series. And then there's the Bucks.
Well, what's positive is you're saying Embiid's down. The Raptors are really one of the few teams that match up very well against Embiid and figure out a way to kind of control him.
Don't the Bucks match
Not
up?
really.
Do they not?
Not really. I mean, the Celtics contain him a little bit, but he still puts up 30 and 10. The Heat, he'll fucking whip it out and go for 60 and 20 against the Heat every game.
Well, that's the weird thing. If I listed teams I thought could win the title out of the East, right? I think the Sixers, I don't think they will, but I think they could win the title. The Celtics, I think they could win the title. The Nets, the Bucks, that's 4. The 5th team might be the Heat, and they're the number 1 seed.
The problem with the Sixers going forward, and you saw it last night when they're up by 29 in the third quarter, and then all of a sudden it's kind of trickling to single digits. It's Doc Rivers. Raptors are up or down 3-1.
This is bullshit.
It's not bullshit. It's not bullshit.
It is
Look
bullshit.
at the history.
It
Look
is
at the
bullshit
history.
because you're saying. I mean, who was the coach when they built the damn lead? And then you're saying, oh, the Sixers are doing this, and then Doc Rivers fucks it up.
It's not that it happens. It's how it happens, and you can see it happening with the substitutions and bad fourth quarter play.
That's just a
He's
natural
doing
autocorrection within a game anyway. You're not going to beat him by 30.
I give him credit for doing stuff like playing Paul Reed over DeAndre Jordan the first 2 games, which is like flabbergasting that he admitted that he was wrong and did that. That is not a Doc move, so maybe we'll see some improvements. But you saw it over the past 2 fucking decades with him. He just blows leads left and right. Nothing is safe.
But he didn't blow the lead. You're saying he blew a lead. He didn't blow the lead.
I'm saying going forward, that is something to be worried about.
I just feel like you're getting mad over something that didn't happen. He didn't blow a lead. Going from a 25-point lead to an 11-point lead isn't blowing a lead.
Look, they had a 25-point lead against the Hawks last year in the third quarter, and they blew it. They had a 29-point lead last night, and they went on a 20-2 run. You mean to tell me my cockles weren't going in my belly a little bit when they're fucking?
You have to be mad.
No, I don't have to be mad. I just see it happen time and time and time again. I understand why Celtics fans got frustrated with him. I understand why he got railroaded out of the L.A. It's because it's the same shit over and over again, and we saw it last year. I'm just worried about it. That's all. And if me being worried about keeps Doc on his toes, good.
Well, A, that's not happening. Doc doesn't give a shit about what you're worried about.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, we've watched the Sixers play very well so far. They've beaten the Raptors twice, and we're still saying, oh, but Doc Rivers.
Because he's the most chokeable coach in NBA history.
That's
overrated.
That can't be true either. I'm sure there's others.
I'm looking up the stats
I
right
don't know about the
now.
most chokeable. I think he's got a reasonable gripe.
Are you entertained right now?
I mean, what does that even mean? The most chokeable coach in NBA history?
It's PGA Carlissimo.
I was just gonna say that was a good one.
Right.
I'm going Sixers win the East, and the Bucks don't get to the Eastern Conference Championship.
So that means the Celtics or the
I hate that. I hate that you and Tommy and everybody are just.
I do think that we need to pump our brakes on the Sixers. They look good at home in the first 2 games. But
we talked about
Bucks are also good. The Nets,
this morning. Yeah, I know, but they have to beat each other. The Sixers don't.
Doc Rivers, 2003, Magic versus Pistons, up 3-1. 2009, Celtics versus Magic, up 3-2. 2010, in the finals, up 3-2 in the NBA Finals against the Lakers. 2012, up 3-2 against the Heat. 2015, up 3-1 against the Rockets. 2016, up 2-0 with the Clippers against Portland. 2020, which got them fired, up 3-1 against the Nuggets. And then last year against the Hawks, where they were dominating talent-wise and weren't able to pull off that series. You see it time and time again. You see it in the regular season, in individual games with these fucking line change substitutions and bad fourth-quarter play. I've never seen Doc Rivers draw up a play, whether it be inbounds or in a fourth-quarter shot, where they're just wide open. It just doesn't happen. And if it's a close game, there's going to be fucking problems. And I hate thinking like that, but that's the way it is.
I mean, that was I think he got you.
well,
You're talking to somebody. You're talking to somebody who watches every single game.
it's not a competition. I'm just saying.
That was a lot of playoff.
It's like he's looking for the cloud behind the silver lining right now. That's all. It looks like you're looking for the negativity.
It's because he's used to seeing it. As a fan, I understand that.
What are you doing?
But I'm saying as a fan, I get it. Like,
I'm not going to blow top 15 Doc, who is a confirmed top 15
I'm not
coach
asking
in
you to
NBA
blow him. I'm
history,
not asking you to blow him.
And the Sixers right now,
Just enjoy.
when you got to keep their nuts on the fucking furnace a little bit. I'm not comfortable until they win 16 games in this playoffs.
I know it's
2 down, 14 to go.
Nothing you say matters about Doc Rivers. I mean, why? It's not nuts to the furnace.
Hold nuts to the furnace.
I know what's going on. You're saying just enjoy it because you have loser teams. Honestly,
What's happening right now?
you have loser teams, so you're saying enjoy
You're
it.
a Yankees
'cause
and
you
Duke fan.
So that's what I'm saying. Because as a Yankee fan, right now, we're very frustrated.
Yeah.
10 games in, we're 5-5.
Yeah, you're not a very good team.
We are a good team, and we know we are. But it's just like you find
But you're not.
you find everything very wrong with it, and because you've seen it happen before, where it's like, oh, we made the playoffs every year since we were born.
And I'll tell you
But
something.
it's like you know what has happened because you watch it. But Smitty over here is wrong this year.
I don't know about that.
All right, so
but
if the Sixers win, I get the credit.
sure, Mark.
Yes.
Anybody who comes out of the East
No,
right
no,
now
no.
probably isn't beating the Suns or the Warriors.
On Pick Central, as it goes to Pick Central, the Sixers are officially Marty Mush's team.
I hate that.
My
I
team.
hate that.
No, they're
Your
Marty.
name's fucking Mush.
My
Why do you
team.
have to take the Sixers?
Marty, good luck.
Because I'm betting. I'm gonna bet them tonight to win the East because I watched that game.
Guys, they're not winning the fucking
Disgusting.
East. They're not winning the East.
Look,
They're losing the conference finals.
they're going to the conference finals for sure. That's a great value pick right there. If you take,
I mean, if they lose the Heat,
what are they?
Hawks, I think-
Oh,
if they lose the Heat or Hawks next round, does Rivers get fired?
He should. He absolutely should.
No, yeah,
Do you think he will?
they wouldn't fire him for losing to the number 1 seed.
No, because
You can't-
Morey
you can't
knows
call, like,
that.
they're not
like,
a.
yeah.
Everyone knows they're not the best team.
What is this with the Heat? I mean, the Heat are a good basketball
No,
team.
they're a solid team. I'm saying, but they have higher expectations than losing in the second round.
Look, if he didn't get to the Eastern Conference Finals, regardless, no matter who they were playing, I think he should be out anyway.
plus 550. That's a great bet.
Do what?
Make the Eastern
Win the
Conference
East.
Finals?
Win East?
That's a great bet. The Bucks are not. I'm telling you,
Give me the rest to win the East.
it's Bucks plus 200, Celtics 300, Heat 300,
Interesting.
Sixers 550, Nets 600.
I think Nets 600 is your best bet on that.
That and Sixers are definitely your best
Figure-
bet.
I mean, the Nets and Celtics, they have an absolute barn burner to get through. They got to play each other, and then they got to play the Bucks next round. Then they got to play either the Heat or Sixers, most likely.
What a swap. Remember when the East was like, oh my God,
Right.
so bad. Now it's the West is like, it's the Suns and the Warriors, and the rest is just, who gives a fuck?
Warriors they're going to be a problem.
I think the Grizzlies are a good regular season team. I'm not sure it's going to translate to the playoffs.
They're
I don't
third
think
to
they shoot
win.
well
They're
enough.
just young.
Yeah.
They need a couple years.
know if they can shoot
I
well
think they're
enough.
going to be there soon.
Plus 1,000.
So we'll do what?
They're the third best odds in the
Grizzlies?
West. Yeah.
Win the West. Yeah, I think.
Give him a year or two, maybe another piece.
Are the Suns still a minus money to win the West?
Yeah, minus 125. But what I'm
I mean,
saying,
we're the Warriors.
minus 150. I'm sorry.
We're the Warriors.
Plus 225.
I mean,
I think
So-
the Suns are about to just blitz the West.
What I'm saying is with the Sixers, with the Nets, they have to fucking beat the Celtics first of all, and then the Bucks. It's like, Jesus Christ, the Sixers, they're already up 2 against the fucking
hey,
Raptors.
the same thing last year. All they need.
No, I know, but if you're
going
gonna
to
have to
and then you have the
pick-
Bucks and Nets fighting against each other, should be an easier Eastern Conference final because of that.
But
You can't even get
you're
the-
playing the 1 seed in the Heat, where the Hawks last year were the 5, and they were kind of just got hot. Where it's like you're kind of the underdog in quotations in that one.
We're also kind of acting like winning a tough playoff series destroys you for the next round every single time. I mean, that's what the playoffs are. Good teams play good teams, and they come through. It's not like, I mean, great teams win championships.
And to be honest, I don't
Catching
like
a
people.
great team in the East isn't going to mean they're tired and you're going to beat them.
I don't like people
No.
sleeping on Jimmy Butler either.
People are
Like the-
sleeping on. You guys are all sleeping on the Heat.
The fact that he almost like threw down with Spoelstra like mid-season and then just turn it around and go on a run and
love
like, close
that.
out the year.
It's kind of scary
I love it.
that Vegas isn't scared.
The most incredible athlete in sports who is on a team right now is Udonis Haslam still being on the Heat.
It is one of the most. Every year, I'll still be like, "Whoa!"
He's just sitting there, and
What wasn't Juwan Howard there like at 45?
he was, but Udonis
Winning
Haslam
championships?
stopped being a useful basketball player in what 2009. I mean, like he
Earlier,
he's just sitting there, and
Bro.
he's just still on the
Oh,
team.
he's the king of Miami.
I can't believe he's not a coach.
Oh, he's just.
I mean, he basically is.
Thought he was though, and he's like dressed. It's like, you know what? He should stay as long as possible.
I think he is.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
Do it now.
Is he the? I guess Horford's still in the league, and Haslam.
Horford's playing at a very high level right now.
Haslam was a little bit before Horford, but the rest of that Florida crew is all gone, right? Noah's gone. Brewer's gone.
Noah's been gone.
Yeah, and then I guess Brewer's been gone too. Udonis Haslam. I wonder how many minutes he played this year. 7?
Yeah.
8? Did he play any minutes?
I'd say 4 minutes over under.
4 minutes over under for the year.
He's the guy like it's like a blood like save Udonis's legs.
He averaged 6.4 minutes a game. On April 10th, he played 20 minutes against Orlando.
He's a player coach.
Mostly he has 0 minutes played. These are his games played since 2015. 2015 played 37 games, 16 games, 17 14 games, 18 10 games, 19 4 games, 2021 game, and then 2021 13 games. And
He got back on the horse last
he
year.
is still getting
What's
paid
his contract?
millions of dollars, I would assume.
You got to think because the longer you've been in the league, the higher the minimum is. So he's got to be making $1 million or $2
He is
He's gotta be
unbelievable.
making a couple million a year. Has to be.
Hasn't played 60 games since 2000.
I would guess he's got to be making at least $2 million a year.
What great
2.8.
Do it. The veteran minimum. The longer you're in the league, the higher the minimum.
what an
is.
amazing dude.
19th season.
God bless him.
41 years old.
But when you need somebody on the bench to step up and fight for the coach, he's like right there. Yeah, I'll fight.
Oh yeah.
Well, y'all want to fight? Let's fight.
How long does Sam Perkins stay in the league for? Felt like he was just at the top of the key doing that set shot for like 20
And in the corner too. Yeah, he. So he was with LA, then he was with the
He
Sonics.
was with Toronto. Wasn't
yeah.
This is an obvious one, but Vince Carter was like, it was.
Vince Carter
He did
played a
20
while.
He did 20 years. I'm pretty sure.
Man, but Carter played a while.
Yes.
And like he
Haslam isn't playing. Haslam hasn't played for 8 years.
Who's the longest in NBA history? Longest career?
he's got to have
Like
black.
Kareem was in the
Kareem
league
was
for,
forever. I got a feeling LeBron's going to have one of the. LeBron's going 25 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he came in when he was 18.
Vince Carter, 22 seasons.
Well, that's not.
I think
Kareem had a longer career than that, didn't he? Actually, maybe not. He came in like 70.
Only,
did- when did
only
Carter-
play in the association to have played 22 seasons. Vince Carter.
When did he leave UNC?
Who,
It's-
after 2 years, I think,
Yeah.
after his sophomore year, maybe after his first year. List of NBA seasons played leaders. No, why I announced that. I could just start reading it. Robert Parrish played forever. He played 21 seasons. Remember when he stuck around with the Bulls? He was on the end of those Bulls benches.
No,
You know,
that was before my time.
I think he was on the 72-win Bulls team. Robert Parrish.
Like, just-
I think he was just hanging
and then John
around.
Paxton just hamming it up.
I think he was just hanging around.
Steve Kerr at that time.
Man, Kevin Garnett played 21 seasons. Robert Parrish played 21 seasons. Kareem played 20 seasons. Kobe Bryant was the first guard to ever play 20 seasons. Karl Malone played 19 seasons, and Jason Kidd played 19 seasons.
It's all pretty recent.
Yeah, pretty.
Besides
Yeah,
Parrish.
LeBron's going to be
Dirk
how many is he
Nowitzki,
now?
21 too.
19.
What's that?
How many LeBron years?
I think this was year 19, and
Year
he's still
19.
got a
Yeah,
lot of tread on the
What
tire.
year
beat
is
that, yeah.
LeBron in?
Sophomore, junior.
Yeah, he wants to play
One
with
of the
him.
one or the other. He's a
He's
sophomore.
got, yeah, 4 years.
Well, if Bronny's good enough to get drafted out of high school, because they're getting rid of that rule. He's not. He's well, if he's not good enough to get drafted out of high school, how does he know he's going to get drafted out for 1 year?
Yeah, and,
He'll
and
get-
also
he'll
you
get
say
1
not good
year.
enough.
No,
to get drafted out of high
I
school.
think whether he's good enough or
Wait a
not,
second.
after 1 year of college, he's going to go.
Robert Parrish was on the he was with the Celtics for 15 seasons, and then he was on the Charlotte Hornets with Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning. It was a very exciting young team back then. And then he
Great uniforms.
96, 97, he was just on the Bulls. He got a ring with the Bulls.
When's that rule getting changed?
This is the last draft without high school players, I think.
I don't think it's really gonna.
Is this the last one? Or maybe this is the – are there high school players in this draft?
I don't think so.
No. I don't think that many people are gonna go from high school.
Yeah, it'll slowly start to build back up, I think.
You
It'll
think so?
slowly start to build back up, yeah. I mean, people are not going to – if they see a guy as talented as they think a guy might be, they're not going to let him go to college. They're just going to grab him.
Yeah,
If
but,
if you got the 11th pick, I mean, you're not getting a great player anyway. Just
You're discounting NILs.
That's why I was saying they're not gonna be as much because
you're
a lot
saying
of those
guys
people,
just aren't going to do it.
I think
NIL doesn't compete with an NBA contract.
NIL can compete with anything. How much do you think John Daly Kid's getting from Hooters?
Not more than
Would,
an
though.
NBA contract.
what's an NBA contract
Obviously
for
not as
someone
much.
that's not like a top 10
I
pick?
mean, if you're not top 10,
If you're in high school, when you're gonna go 20th or go to fucking,
well, that
If you're in
that's-
high school, you think
that's
you're an
the
NBA player,
conversation.
you're gonna choose the NBA.
if you
still-
could go to
it's a couple
Kentucky
million-
and still
couple
get
million a year.
a couple 100,000, and then you could then try and get a better stock for going to Kentucky.
It does make it
like-
a little easier to bet on yourself as going to college that you're going to make some money.
And it's not all or nothing anymore.
Yeah,
It's all or something.
Yeah,
Which
makes it interesting though.
but there's been some weird ones. Like J.R. Smith went and was like a second round pick. Has had like a great career. There's been some odd ones like that.
Look at Jalen Brunson.
I think Lou Williams was the same. He was like went out
Christ.
straight out second rounder.
He scored
Has had a great
41?
career.
he was a
Brunson
second round
41 was insane.
again, huge baseball slate today. The biggest line, I was just going to say the biggest favorite are the Yankees. The Yankees are minus 223 at the Tigers. They got Garrett Cole on the mound. I don't know. Tigers are not like a bad baseball team. That's kind of worth. I don't want to talk about the Yankees or anything. I'm just saying Garrett Cole hasn't been all that great, and then the Yankees are on the road. I think the Tigers are worth a shot there. The Pirates are plus 217 at the Brewers. The Brewers are another team hasn't been very good.
No.
Yeah.
Like, those are two shots.
Burns is ready to shove though.
He probably is.
So is Cole.
Those are two shots that are
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
that are worth it.
Only if he pitches on time.
Day off.
And the highest total is in Colorado. That's where the
I-
Phillies are at the Rockies.
Like, I won't lay
Solid
minus
5 runs last night, baby.
I'm not gonna lay minus 220 with the Yankees today, but it's always when everyone
1.5.
like this is the day that Cole shoves.
Yeah, it was snowed yesterday in Michigan. Though I'm a little scared about that.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that favor him? Wouldn't it favor the pitcher?
Him?
Does it not? I mean, it
It doesn't-
favors.
I just don't.
kind
I
of
mean,
It
I
hurts
just-
the
Gets his
offense.
panties in a twist when Billy Crystal throws out the first pitch and he's 3 minutes late.
I don't think being cold favors anyone.
Yeah, he's just.
Yeah, but it usually keeps the numbers down.
We talked about it in hot ice earlier. Like, I feel like we saw when we
Tell that to
signed the
Kurt
guy,
Schilling.
we thought he was just this nails. Like, give me the ball, game 7. He's a head case.
Oh, Garrett Cole?
Yeah, I don't
He's
like.
an idiot. Yeah.
He's a head case. I thought he was like nails as it gets. He's really not.
Oh, y'all signed a cheater, and now he can't cheat anymore.
Well, no, well, it's an inside job.
I'm sick of that fucking spite attack thing.
I feel like he was the only guy.
If he would be great, if Garrett Cole would go out and be great after the
Cy
start time,
Young.
nobody say anything.
Like he was a Cy Young runner-up last year.
And I don't think that was necessarily him being great either. It was a pretty weak.
How does that?
Cy
mean-
Young.
I mean,
that's crazy.
It was. I mean, when Robbie
That
Ray
is
was
No,
in
it's
that-
nuts.
See, now we're just gonna turn into Yankees talk for a second. You know what I was realizing the other day? Like, like how like people try to talk shit about the Yankees for saying like 27 rings. The only reason they talk about that is because everyone bands together because they wish they could say.
Wish they're the Yankees, yeah.
That's my Yankees talk for them.
I think I would love to have the history of the Yankees, but right now I certainly don't think anybody wishes to be the Yankees.
They hate us, but I'm
That's
saying
insane.
my point is that basically the general point I was making is that anybody who's not a Yankees fan, if they were, they'd be waving around 27 rings.
The Yankees aren't a great team right now.
Yes, they have one of the best pitching staff and bullpen. They're the best bullpen.
You're like, and this is the thing too. Like, we're 5-5. Like, let's relax. Like,
they're the best bullpen in baseball. But just because we don't have those fuck you names as pitchers,
You got Tommy out there planning to firebomb Brian Cashman's house.
he's nuts.
Yankees are going to win 90-plus games. They're going to make the playoffs.
That's the point I'm saying. Like, we're acting like we're 0-10. We're 5-5.
But
Our
with your payroll, you absolutely should.
Our number 5 pitcher is one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Who's your number 5 pitcher?
Nestor Cortez.
Monster.
He's fucking unbelievable.
Shots fired, Ranger Suarez.
Nestor Cortez is phenomenal. That's Yankees talk.
Want to talk about any other baseball
I
teams?
don't think so.
Can we talk some NBA? I think the Hawks are going to win tonight.
You think the Hawks are going to beat the Heat tonight?
I think they at least cover. I think they played so badly in game 1, and I believe them as team. Like they showed last year playing games. Like they're a gamer team. Like they show up in the playoffs. I think that we get a good performance out of them today.
It'll be an underdog night because I have the other 2 underdogs. I think the Wolves, they're 7-point dogs. I think they're just a problem for Memphis.
That's what I've been debating all morning, whether this is the Grizzlies bounce back or the Timberwolves are just they're just game.
7 points, though. The Grizzlies can bounce back and win by 5.
I know. That's why it's troublesome.
I'll tell you who I have. Who does Ben Mintz have?
I'm sure he has the Pelicans.
The Pelicans don't even stand a chance.
I have the Pelicans plus 9.5. I just see him.
Has he won an NBA bet yet?
He won one last night.
One of the worst gamblers I've seen.
He won one. He announced it. He was like, the streak is over. It was the middle game last night. The Jazz and the Mavs.
Yeah, the Mavs.
Yeah.
I ended up with the Mavs last
Just
night.
Just break up the Jazz already. They're
just not
They're
it.
playing an injured Mavs team, and they're out there and they're losing to the Mavs.
No Luka. Like that's
Luka comes back and he's healthy. That team might.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, but he's not healthy. Like he's not back, and you can't be losing to the non-Luka Mavs.
Jalen Brunson's fucking awesome.
No, who's a pussy?
Good for him.
Ooh.
Joking.
Why is he a pussy?
He's just
Should
such
the end
a.
of the game?
Yeah, did you see when they slapped him on the ass and he went back and he's just he was
Whoa,
yelling at the ref?
whoa! I take offense to that. Have you seen his VORP?
What?
His VORP.
He's doing a thing because he's mad Joel Embiid's not going to win the MVP.
Oh god.
I mean, Jokic.
Jokic is a
He
great
got
player,
ejected
guys.
from the game,
Great
but I
player.
mean, you're saying he like assaulted somebody on the court this year for no reason and put out a player, a very high-standing NBA product for 3+ months.
What about Embiid standing over there by Nick Nurse telling him not to complain about calls?
Him to stop
Joel
being a
Embiid
bitch.
complains about calls all the time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
but
stop
that
being a
was
bitch. Hey, I don't begrudge Nick. He's doing his job. He's standing up for his players. I would do the same thing if I was in his position. But I
think
mean,
both
credit to
are right.
Embiid, just going up to him. Stop being a little bitch. Stop fouling me.
Both are great. I think the coach should complain
And
about.
people are saying Embiid's just flopping all around. Yeah, he takes falls.
Did you
But
see that one?
He
play
still gets
yesterday?
fucking hit left and right.
That play yesterday with Embiid where he hit his elbow where no one hit it and he flopped on the floor. Like you, as a big guy like that, you can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Just because you can tell you're not gracious enough to flop.
No, I think flopping should be reserved for 6'6" and under.
It should be.
I think charges and flopping should be reserved for people.
1,000%.
I remember watching the NCAA tournament, and Chet Holmgren was on a fast break, and he tried to take a charge. And he's 7'2". Block the fucking shot, you pussy.
Yeah, just put your hands up.
Just do this. Yeah.
Put your hands up. It's bigger than the basket.
Yeah, it's just certain things in basketball shouldn't be done by 7-footers.
Yes,
and
I agree.
taking the charge is one. Also, telling the other coach not to complain about calls. I guess it's fine on the surface, but Embiid complains about calls all the time. He's a complainer.
Yeah.
First of all, every player in the NBA bitches about calls and
Correct. Yes.
like it's not even close.
They don't go talk to the other coach and say, "Hey, stop complaining about calls."
That's pretty funny though, and that's not what he said. He said respectfully, I told him to stop bitching. Like you imagine that in Joel Embiid's accent, just standing over 5'5".
I could see where it's annoying when you're up like 30 points and the guy's complaining about calls. I'd be like, guy, like it doesn't matter what they call, we're just better.
I am sorry, dude. Look at this tweet. I think me and Trent are about to golf with Sean Payton and Chris Berman at the Zurich Classic.
Is that from Mintz?
No, no. If he was doing that, with
I thought you
Frankie-
were saying Mintz too.
Frankie. That's a wild foursome.
It was Berman and who? And Sean Payton?
Sean Payton.
Wow.
What's Sean Payton doing still in New Orleans? Why is he still hanging around down there?
You're here with me, Leather.
Is that
I love how nobody gets that.
is that an Internet
I'm sure he
1.0
did.
joke or
It might
something?
be.
Me and Marty.
I think it's an old Deadspin joke, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So Chris Berman, one of the I don't know, 20 years ago maybe, there was a story about him. Somebody, who was it? Who was it in the bar? Somebody was in a bar and they were standing next to this lady, and she was wearing all leather. And Chris Berman walks up to the bar, orders a drink, and looks at the woman, and says, "You're with me, Leather," and that's it. You're with me, Leather.
Smashed.
Yeah,
God bless.
I think it worked. You're with me, Leather.
Berman's a legend.
Hey, everyone's allowed to mature with time, especially everyone at ESPN.
Not here though.
I didn't say that.
I'm just saying. I don't feel like the people.
You've watched the
A lot of famous people
you
here
ever
are-
watched the Canadian aspirin like hot mic.
No.
Oh my God!
I didn't understand any of that.
All-timer. It's you'll have to go on YouTube. It's he was talking to the producers like it was they obviously were recording it and it wasn't, and he was talking about how he loves going to Canada because like Xanax is legal over the counter. He calls them Canadian aspirins. Very funny.
This is Berman?
Yes,
I never heard this.
It's just hysterical, especially at the time I heard it. Like now, like being a young kid and like thinking about ESPN and then him just talking about like just popping Zans.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Did you ever read that book back in the day?
I didn't read it, but I saw all the excerpts.
Those guys have all the fun. Yeah, all the excerpts are out there.
I mean, Tirico.
Woo!
The fact that Mike Tirico,
Oof.
after those stories are public,
Yeah.
confirmed.
That's calling NBC games like now.
Yeah, he's going to be
Monday
Al
Night
Michaels.
Football.
He's gonna be Al
That's
Michaels.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Rico's a bad guy.
Oh,
He's got some bad stuff in his back.
Rico's. There's some like oof.
Wow, I didn't know that.
All
guy.
right, picks. I don't know who did well last night. I certainly didn't. I went 1-3. Smitty, one of your swing games. What'd you do last
Yeah.
night? Was it a 9-0 or 0-9?
That was a 1-4. So
Okay, fair enough.
It's a normal day.
We'll just
I'm not doing so hot.
Raising Cane's is good chicken tenders.
God, it's great. It's
Right.
great. Sauce is great too.
Marty, start us off.
I'm going with the Yankees minus 1.5. I'm going with the GPS tonight is Trey, Booker, and John Morant, and then I'm going with the Hawks +7, Memphis -7, Suns -9.5.
All right, Big F.
All right, I'm on the Mets game 2 with Scherzer on the mound. I'm on the Cardinals in Miami. I'm on the Blue Jays. I'm on the Astros money line. I forgot to text TJ even though I said they were my best bet. I'm on the Cubs as well, and I love the Hawks +7.
All right, I have got the Hawks Heat over 219. It opened at 217 and it shot up a couple points, so I'm following that. Hawks Heat over 219. I like the Wolves to stay within 7 points of the Grizzlies tonight, possibly win. Although I'd hate to bet money line with the Grizz backed up against the wall like that. But 7 points seems like a gift. Did I say something wrong? You look like I said something.
No, it's just surprising thinking Memphis is going to go down 2-0.
I mean, listen, you look at the matchup. Like if Edwards is going to play the way he's playing,
Yeah.
I mean he was the best player on the floor the other night. And then you got you got Karl Anthony Towns. You got Beverly making and Beverly just shows up in these playoff series and makes life hell for somebody. And he's the perfect guy. So I'm starting to think they're going to win the series. And then I got Pels +9.5, and I'm adding one that's not on my graphic, which I don't even know if we have the graphics. I'm adding Marlins money line at home against the Cardinals. I love Luzardo. I used to bet him when he was out at Oakland, and now I'm betting him in Miami. So that is my card. Smitty.
I got the early game for the over MLB.
We got a game kicking off here in about 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
First game of Diamondbacks Nationals.
Yeah, over 7.5. Also got the Cardinals riding Corbin Burns over strikeouts as well. The Brewers -1.5. Over in the Phillies Rockies game. 5 runs scored last night. That over is 11.5. Phillies at least should pop.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's it.
The total last night was 5. I didn't
Yeah.
pay attention. Wow,
It was 0-0 going to the 7th inning.
really.
The total in the Sixers game not hitting yesterday I thought it was
So
flying.
I bet that under, and it was. I remember vividly. It was 50-45 with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. 95 points in the first 17 minutes of the game, and then it just stopped.
Yeah, well,
Raptors stopped scoring for about 20 minutes.
The Sixers went up like 30. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, shit.
It's tough.
I remember checking back in the third quarter, and it was 84-62, and the Raptors had just killed it. But it got close at the. It was getting.
Yeah, it's like 9 points away.
Yeah, it tightened up at the end, but also my NBA math isn't all that sharp.
Same.
I was adding it, and I was like, I thought it was the sweat of all sweats, and I was 10 points off.
Yeah, the college just fouls more.
Yeah.
You know,
Because it's lower. You're using that 130 to 150 range.
yes,
A lot easier. 70s plus 70s adds very easy.
yes.
But then you get into like
it was 217 last night, so I was all out of
when
whack.
you cross 100 for some reason, when it's 111 to 96, I'm fucked. I have no idea.
Yeah. Not even close.
I don't know. Is the music playing? Because it should be. Feels like the feels no. It just feels like it usually starts at 55:30, but it didn't start. TJ's not here though.
That starts at 56.
No, it starts at 55:30.
I mean, you've been gone for like a month. So
I was here yesterday. I was here. You've been gone too.
You've
Shit-
been gone
shit
for
done
a while.
As
You've
soon
been
as
gone for
Shit
a
done
while.
changed.
I was here yesterday. I remember.
he's like a bumhang. As soon as he gets paid, he stops scoring.
Nobody
goals.
knows what that means.
Back.
Nobody knows what that
All I
means.
heard was Zaz say was when he gets paid, he left. So. That's all I heard.
Well, fair enough. I've been having fun. All right, the Yak is up next. They're in Chicago. They're not here. The Yak is up next, live from Chicago.